Can you clean corn-cob media? Keep watching and let's find out. So anyone that has used dry tumbling media for any length of time will inevitably run into the issue of it getting dirty. And then the question naturally arises, can I clean it? Or is it even worth the time? So let's talk about it. Okay, so I have 3 different stages of media here. This is completely unused. This is media used less than this media. You can see how much darker even the intermediate media is from the well-used media. Okay, you can see I've got some warm/hot water going into my bucket, and here's the 2 soaps I'm going to use. Some just standard dish soap and my Simple Green that I use to clean out my tumbler, because it cuts through the grime really well. Okay, so I've got the dish soap mixed up, and I'm going to spray a little bit of the Simple Green also. Okay, so I'm trying to hold the camera and the media at the same time and trying to not make a complete mess of this, but I was going to just pour it in, turn on the camera later, but I decided to give it a try so y'all can get the satisfaction of watching that go in there. Oh, I can feel it all the way down to the bottom, so yeah. Like a big pot of noodles or something. Try. Got my bucket, and I have an old pillowcase that I'm going to use as a strainer. If you ever try this, you could probably use straight cheesecloth or something else. There we go. Make sure you're wearing gloves for this, because my goodness, who knows what kind of chemicals are in this water. But I want you to see what the water looks like. I think whether this ends up being a success or not, we can agree that this water has taken a lot of the contaminants out. So it seems to be successful one way or the other. I'm going to run water into the pillowcase and just let it drain out, and run a couple cycles of this until it seems like it's relatively clean, and then we'll come up with our steam to dry all of this. Okay, so this is 6 rinse cycles in, and this is where I'm gonna call it good enough. Alright, so almost looks like kitty litter. There media is in the sun. It's probably going to take a day or 2 or 3, we'll see, to dry out, but I'll keep you updated on the progress, and then we'll finally pour it into a bucket and compare colors and see how we did, and then determine whether this was really worth the time. Okay, so now we have to clean the pillowcase, and you can see how filthy it is. It did a good job of filtering out the contaminants, but now we're going to clean it. So I have a mixture of under soap and some bleach. We're just going to let this soak in there. Well, a little bit of bleach and a little bit of dish soap, a little bit of agitation, and this pillowcase came out real good. Okay, so here are the final results. Here was the never used media, this was the intermediate, and this was the heavy used, the dark media. It was real dirty, and you can see it's either equivalent to, I would even say lighter than the intermediate use. And there's a greenish tinge in here that I don't think would ever go away, because there's a bluish green tint that comes off the brass because of its oxidation, because it is brass after all. But here I'll post a picture of the old before it was washed, and now back to the after. Okay, so here we are at the end. You can see that it worked. The cleaned media was absolutely and definitely lighter. I mean, I think we saw that that was probably going to be the case once we saw how filthy the water is after we screened it out. And yeah, corn-cob media can be cleaned. I had been reading about it in some of the forums, and now we know it's true. All along, I had a 20-pound box in reserve, so this wasn't about the absolute dollars and cents of it, but it was more just to see, can it be done? And is it worth my time? I'll let you know if I decide to do it again at another time. As always, please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much for doing so. It means so much. I'm a very little channel, but it seems to be growing actually pretty quick, and that's because of you. I really appreciate it. Thanks for watching. This is Jarhead Drew.